Bloomingdale, which, you know,
it's always a barn burner.
That's our hallowed grounds, you know. But here we are, Kazuya Taguchi
Так у нас
versus Dan
первая
Burkett.
пара Kazuya Taguchi
Originally from here in Washington, now in Southern California
Burkett.
for pretty much ever, as long as I've known him. But Kazuya Taguchi, so much momentum, so much confidence, and again, back-to-back #1 qualifying positions. That has just got to be so great for this Up Garage ISR Performance GT Radial driver
Итак, у нас первая пара Kazuya Taguchi, против него Dan Burkett.
The Gear Wrench Rat Industries Toyota Supra will be chasing him down. So let's see again. Dan Burkett barely got into the top 32. It was kind of pins and needles there with Trenton Beecham, almost knocking him out. But here he is. He's in it to win it. Let's see if he's going to win it.
Kazuya Taguchi в роли лидера набирает скорость. Dan Burkett не отстает от него. Постановка вдоль стены, чертит практически бампером бетон у Kazuya Taguchi. Dan Burkett держится весь бэнкинг, съезжает, прикладка чуть-чуть запаздывает, конечно, но догоняет. Следующий перекладки и к финишу Kazuya Taguchi цепляет стену. Dan Burkett удерживается, хорошо удерживается за своим лидером. Очень недурно, очень для первого заезда.
Taguchi right here, he needs to run that basically what he ran in qualifying, and he's doing it. You can see there in outside zone 1, really high in the zone. Right there next to him is Burkett on a slightly tighter line, but not too serious. He's doing a pretty good job here of maintaining proximity. A couple of little bobbles there approaching outside zone 2. Great transition from Taguchi to outside zone 3. Dan's a little bit inside. He's not able to get all the way wide on zone 3. And right here you can see Taguchi. Great job through zone 4. Taps the wall, straightens ever so slightly. Just loses a bit of angle there through zone 4. And you can see Dan's right there next to him. So Taguchi may have pushed a little too hard in zone 4, did that little wall tap, and of course that's going to take away slightly from his lead run because he did lose some angle as he crossed the finish line.
Yeah, all these things are taken into consideration. You know, lead versus lead, chase versus chase, all these elements combined. I like I said, with Ryan Sage now assuming the role of president, you know, co-founder with Jim Lau stepping down as president, Ryan Sage. I say all that because here you are next to me in the booth and just going straight to the horse's mouth, not calling you a horse, but you know, you are a judge. So going straight to the judge's mouth and getting all the insight directly from you and alongside your judges. And sometimes you don't see eye to eye.
Так, обратный заезд. Поехали. Dan Burkett теперь в роли лидера. Преследует его Kazuya Taguchi. И не отстает на разгоне. Dan Burkett. Постановка хороша. Kazuya Taguchi тем временем даже шире едет, ближе к стене, чем Dan Burkett. Dan Burkett мог бы быть и пошире на бэнкинге. А вот и к чему приводит такая езда у Kazuya Taguchi. Вылет за пределы трассы полностью. Всеми 4 колесами. Dan Burkett не супер агрессивный заезд, но заезд, который вполне, скорее всего, позволяет ему проходить дальше.
Track in there for outside zone number 2 and instead stayed a little bit
Kazuya Taguchi, судя по всему, сам себе все сломал. Самовыпил, как мы это называем. Угол был чуть меньше, но как будто бы Taguchi даже вот чуть шире ехал вот в некоторых местах из-за корректировок. Но, кстати, корректировки-то были и у Дэна Буркетта. Из-за этих корректировок пришлось корректироваться и Taguchi, и, может быть, еще и не сам Taguchi это виноват в своем вылете вдруг.
And right there, you can see he goes wide before the zone, so it looked like Taguchi was trying to mimic him and maybe was trying to avoid contact with him in that area. But these are all maybes. We have to figure out exactly what happened here and find not fault necessarily, but see why it is that Taguchi went off.
Фрайер, привет, мужик. Первые, кто появились, Фрайер, скажи, пожалуйста, что по звуку. Потому что сегодня у меня нет возможности мониторить звук. Короче, после прошлого раза, не после прошлого раза, а, короче, при попытке настроить Drift Masters на прошлых выходных, все немножко пошло через одно место, короче, у меня накрылось железо, теперь приходится все подключать по-другому, и я сейчас не могу мониторить звук, что вообще происходит в линии, как слышно меня, как слышно звук оригинальной трансляции. Напишите в комментах. Пожалуйста. Но здесь победителем объявят, я так понимаю, Дэн Баркета. Или будет что-то неожиданное?
And outside zone 1, obviously that big bank there, and you want to see them, as we said, those keys to victory, get behind the bank with that angle. So
это первая огромная зона вдоль бэнкинга. Outside зона 2 это уже после съезда. И дальше я не успел. Третья outside зона с другой стороны, и там же зона торможения в outside зоне, и четвертая перед финишем.
K&N knockout qualifying, but it's not a perfectly round bank. It kind of kink. It has.
Это у нас судейский состав: Крис Ухл, Райан Лантейн и Брайан Эггерт.
It's not just a clean, nice arc like you're using kind of a protractor there. It kind of has some undulations in it. So again, Chris Yule, Ryan Lantaigne, Brian Eggert scrutinizing the runs, and that was both of the battles there. So again, that was both of the battles, and outcome needs to be dictated here. Лантейн,
заезд, который сейчас был, это вообще был зачетный заезд или просто какой-то тестовый? Почему нам только после заезда показывают, кто у нас судьи там и так далее?
And right there, it looks like he sort of angles up a bit and tries to avoid going off the track. And in the chase position, Taguchi doesn't really have anywhere to go there. And it looks like he's avoiding hitting Burkett. That's what it sort of looks like to me. So in that area, he overshot outside zone 1, and he didn't leave it where it was supposed to.
И почему так долго
really wide,
судьи
and you could tell that he slowed down there to try to avoid going off the track, which he did. He stayed on course, but in the chase position now, you're putting a lot of pressure on that chase car to stay close and not make contact, and also try to avoid,
Но вообще неоднозначный заезд был Баркета. Вот в этой первой outside зон, там нет никаких зон торможения. У Баркета были такие очень откровенные корректировки.
Hey, round of applause for both the drivers if you're here in the building or if you're at home. You know what? Go ahead, let your neighbors hear you. A beautiful looking crowd out here. Let's take a look. Slide them left for Taguchi, right for Dan Burkett. We got 1, 2, and Dan Burkett gets the victory. So 2-1.
Итак, Дэн Баркет все-таки проходит у нас в топ-16.
There's Dan Burkett. You can see him congratulating Taguchi.
Но, в принципе, это было более чем очевидно. Но, видимо, судьи так долго думали, чтобы все-таки не совершить ошибку, проверяли лишний раз.
On Dan Burkett's fault on his driving there. He didn't quite leave outside zone 1 properly, and he didn't. It's my fault.
I know. We're hearing audio over here.
Yeah, so that's what happened there.
All right, we're in the Rockstar Energy Drink Top 32. Eve Meyer, Dean Carney. Brian Eggert, down to you real quick. What was your consensus there?
Eve Meyer против Дина Керни, следующая пара, топ-32. У Дина Керни неплохое такое, как будто бы превосходство по мощности на 400 сил на минуточку получается. По заявленной, конечно же, мощности, далеко не факт, что она соответствует реальной мощности.
He wasn't in the right place to be able to adapt to it quickly enough, I think.
All right, appreciate the insight there. And again, outnumbered there, a majority rule. So Dan Burkett gets the victory, knocking out our most recent winner. But you can see the congratulations there. Dan Burkett gets the win. Rad Industries, Gear Wrench Toyota Supra. We're seeing Eve Meyer and Dean Carnage. This is a fairly equally matched battle here as they qualified 16th and 17th. So right next to each other. These guys are neighbors. And Eve Meyer in that
в роли лидера, я так понимаю, начинает
Toyota Switzerland 86, Dean Carnage Carney, the Hyper NFT.io, taking the hypercars to the hyper metaverse.
Ну и вроде бы не против, можно бы начинать.
Dan Burkett making his way back.
Да?
And here we are with Eve
Так, светофор гаснет, стартуем. Ив Майер в роли лидера. Набирает скорость Дэн Баркет, отпускает Ивмайера на разгоне. Зачем? Очень далеко постановка. Сразу же Ивмайер чертит вдоль стены, очень жирно. Чуть-чуть рановато, как будто бы съезжал, но нет, попал аутсайд-зону, все полностью прочертил, не доехал до аутсайд-зоны 3. И уже к финишу аутсайд-зона 4, а Дин Керни-то так и не смог толком догнать Ивмайера до самого финиша. Даже не знаю, что сказать. Еще посмотрим, конечно, чем ответит Ивмайер. Дин Керни абсолютно непонятно, зачем отпустил на разгоне Ивмайера. Это была главная ошибка, наверное, его. Вот вторая аутсайд-зона была уже на половинку, третью вообще Ивмайер фактически пропустил. Внутренний тач-н-гоу попал. И четвертая аутсайд-зона на финише, ну, на тоненького, но по большому счету он и не пропускал, проехал. То есть вопросы только по... Какой? По второй или по третьей? Я уже запутался. Короче, вопросы только по одной аутсайд-зоне.
Dean Carney was doing in terms of mimic, but closer, he's going to have an advantage chase to chase. So right now, it looked like Eve Meyer's car was fast right there. He was able to, you know, stay ahead of Dean Carney with that big V10. So let's see what happens when he's in the chase position behind that car.
Yeah, it's like you said, this is probably one of the best. Oh, we got contact there.
Well, Eve was definitely not where he should be.
Elaborate on that.
Что-то пошло не так у нас с разгона. Сразу же. Обратный заезд он сходу не задался.
Which means get angle in the car in one direction before they initiate. It's sort of that Scandinavian flick that we all know and love. But if the chase car is right next to him, you can see on run-up, Eve Meyer was actually ahead of Dean Carney for a little while, and you can see clearly Dean did not have the space to do that initiation. So the eye in the sky right now is going to give us a great view of what occurred. Right there, you can see Eve is ahead of Dean. Dean goes in to make his initiation.
Почему-то Дин Керни не стал разгоняться, потом перекрестил траекторию. Вообще что-то непонятное. Честно говоря, не понимаю, кто сейчас будет в этом виноват. Выглядело как-то максимально глупо. Дин Керни как будто бы забыл, что ему вообще надо разгоняться, а потом втопил, при том, что видел перед собой машину. Ну, не может же быть такого, что Дин Керни не видел машину перед собой, но... Фактически, как будто он специально вообще приехал в Ивмайера. Что, как это вообще расценивать? Дин Керни, поясни за движ.
The drivers need to initiate at the point of no return. Basically, the 3-2-1 cones, they need to initiate no later than that number one cone. And it seemed like he was going at it. I mean, initiating on that straightaway. And the 3-2-1 cones, you can see them, they're green.
Что сейчас, какое вообще будет решение?
Did Dean initiate at the right point? Was he too late? I'm again just analyzing this.
Right. Yeah, he's plenty early. That's right before the 3, and that's where a driver would go down the track, you know, inside the track a little bit before driving up to initiation. So that is right in the heart of where that would occur. So definitely, Dean was totally in his right here to do that move. You know, when they're driving these cars, you know, somebody might say, well, didn't he see him there? As you're accelerating up, you're looking forward.
Максимально странная история. Сейчас посмотрим, как это рассудят вообще. Я так понимаю, машина Керни еще и повреждения какие-то получила. И просто так вот сразу, даже если как бы дадут перезаезд, то как бы сразу она не сможет, наверное, поехать. О, Биг Ди, привет, привет, мужик. Рад видеть.
Now, with that being said, basically the run comes to a halt. So yeah, go ahead and submit, and we will find out. So that's a run. It's not go fix your car and do it. He and Pete on the run. It's over. That's it. So they left the start line.
Yeah, that's a good point. I was so caught up in the moment thinking, okay, who does what now? And it's like, oh wait, that was the second run.
That's the second run.
Просто возвращаемся на линию старта или что?
He had a great lead run.
He had an amazing lead run. He did.
А вот и нет. Дин Керни проходит в топ-16 максимально тупо. Это какой-то... Это даже хуже, чем спин-твин было. Это какой-то... Не знаю, я, честно говоря, не увидел в этом какой-то прям ошибки Ивмайера. Это была лютая подстава от Дина Керни, то есть он просто не стал разгоняться со старта. Ивмайер начал набирать скорость, Дин Керни просто не стал разгоняться, а потом просто в тупую впилился в машину Ивмайера, которая ехала впереди. По-моему, это максимально тупо, какая-то, ну, как вы считаете, пацаны, по-моему, это просто подстава. Первый заезд Дин Керни просто слил за Ивмайером, откровенно слил свой заезд преследователем, а в обратном заезде устроил вот какую-то подставу.
So I'm gonna come back more stronger next round.
Yeah, absolutely, and we know that. He told us that he drove at 100% and he should have gone about 80%, but learning lessons every round, Kazuya Taguchi, guys.
Thank you so much. And just, you know, it seems that a spotlight has really just shined brighter on Kazuya Taguchi, and I love it. I'm here for it, and there's a lot of fans.
Кен Гуши против Райан Литтерала. Следующая пара топ-32. Я надеюсь, тут не будет каких-нибудь таких настолько нелепых ситуаций.
Really coming together and coagulating as far as a Formula Drift superstar. All right, our next battle was to be Ken Gushi versus Ryan Litteral. Unfortunately, Ryan Litteral is unable to run in his Power Stop Brakes S15. So Ken Gushi will get a bye run, so I'll lay out and listen to the OG that is Ken Gushi. This Modis 3's Racing, Gazoo Racing 86, brand new build, just got debuted at round 2 and seems to be finding that sweet spot.
Байран, я так понимаю, правильно?
And listen, sounds of the sports, Kenshiro
Ну,
Gushi.
отлично, у нас топ-16 начался. Кен Гуши, Байран. Не самая широкая траектория. Первая аутсайд-зона, вторая аутсайд-зона взята хорошо, третья аутсайд-зона мимо. Опять почему-то. Почему они едут мимо? Но к финишу уже неплохо. Но за спецэффекты можно накинуть было Кену Гуши. За отстрелы. Слово вылетело из головы, как это называется.
I think it sounds really unique. The car aesthetically looks good, and the man behind the wheel is just even better. Just a solid cat, been banging away since.
Как называются эти отстрелы, мужики? Блин.
Our next battle was going to be another Toyota, and that was going to be Frederick Osbo going against Josh Love, and Josh Love is calling a competition timeout. So that is our NGK competition timeout, and you can see the bracket, how it's shaping up. We see Burkett, Carney, Gushi, and our next battle was to be Love. And speaking of NGK competition timeout being called by Joshua Love, do spark plugs timeout? They sure do. And timely spark plug replacement not only prevents fouling, it provides the best engine performance. It ensures less repair time. It can save you money on unnecessary repairs. Visit ngksparkplugs.com to learn more about OE suggested spark plug intervals.
Насколько я понимаю, следующая пара должна быть Фредерик Асбо против Джош Лав.
So, here's the battle that we've been waiting for. This is the psych. Just kidding. Oh yeah, no, it is. It's the frenemies battle. It's the frenemies battle. Here we go. I was advancing on, but Matt Field, Odie Bakshi's. These guys have been creating a video series. They are having a lot of fun. Either here at FD or different track events or grid live.
То, о чем там сейчас говорят комментаторы, в топ-32 у нас прям
Not only is it a
неплохо.
frenemies battle, but coming into this round of competition, we talk about Matt Field leading the pack and, you know, hunt down the championship. And Odie Bakshi's coming into this round with 7th in points. 7th in points. Matt Field leads. And what's the point differential there? 116 points. This is huge. I mean, mind you, this is, you know, there's 3 rounds, including this round, left in the championship.
Yeah, but if you look at the spread in points, like you said, 116 points, one win takes 100 points off of that deficit.
Yeah.
Right? If Field goes out right away, and theoretically if Odie wins, that gives him an extra 100 points. That could, I mean, that's going to change so much.
Yeah.
But either way, this battle right now is going to have big implications on what's going on. So, you know, if you look at the point spread, second to third place, 3 points difference right there. So there's a lot that can move around in this round.
All right, well, we talked about Josh Love calling the competition timeout. Lorette's with him now.
Josh is sitting in his car right now. Josh, why did you call the 5?
We started having some power steering issues this morning.
Джош Лав не может выехать на линию старта и поясняет за Power Steering, рулевая рейка, гидроусилитель, что-то какие-то там проблемы, гидроусилитель. Технические проблемы и, соответственно, огромная вероятность, что Фредерик Асба сейчас тоже поедет БРА, как и Кен Гуша. Джош Лав без шлема сидит, в экипировке. Почему-то мы не видим никакого таймера. Но при этом активно идут сборочные работы под капотом. Механики там генератор прикручивают. А сейчас, видимо, следующая пара едет, значит, мы пропускаем пока Джош Лав и Фредерик Асба. Видимо, Мэтфилд против Оди Бахчис. Увидим мы прямо сейчас этот заезд. Ну, вот это для топ-32 такая парочка-то хорошая, конечно.
Like you said, here we are in the Rockstar Energy Drink Top-32. Saw Matt Field pull over there and just past Cody Bachis. And
итак, у кого какие ставки? Мэтфилд или Бахчис?
First driver to have his qualifying run. He came out of the gate with a 90 and held on to the number 4 spot overall after all the dust settled. Odi Bakshis on his first qualifying run, awesome run, doing great, hits all the outside zones until the last outside zone. The car shuts off, the motor shuts off, and it straightens out. Boom, that's an incomplete. So he has to go to the not so great 8 as 11 they have called it. There's only 4 spots left. 8 drivers go. Odi Bakshis gets that number 1 spot of the final 8, right? But he can only get as high as 29th. That's why this scenario has been created between these two weapons of drivers.
Блин, я даже не знаю, на самом деле и Бахчис может дать, и Филд может дать.
I'm excited, and
я даже не знаю, на кого тут ставить.
Every run counts. You know, they only have so many practice runs. Need to work up the kinks. Tell you what, Matt Field has probably seen more contact this year than anybody else.
Предположением, мне почему-то кажется, что тоже Бахчис вывезет. Но сейчас посмотрим. На самом деле, Филд-то тоже как бы может. И Филд начинает у нас в роли лидера, значит, что у него высшая квалификация. Хотя сейчас в ВД такая квалификация, что это вообще ни о чем не говорит.
And again, we have seen the championship being gained without getting an overall win. Here we go. The frenemies doing battle. Teal blue.
Итак, стартуют пилоты. Постановка от Мэтфилд. Оди Бахчис не отпускает абсолютно ни насколько Мэтфилд. Очень широко первый аутсайд-зон. Хорошо, Оди Бахчис держится. Держится не больше корпуса расстоянием. Перекладка на опережение. Мэтфилд пропускает опять аутсайд-зону 3. Оди Бахчис перекладка синхронно к финишу. В заднее колесо. Хорошо. Хорош, вот это хорош заезд. Вот все вот такие были заезды, начиная с топ-32 самого. Это было жирно. Жирно было и от Филда, в принципе, и от Бахчиса, само собой. Филд опять пропустил, как и все, почему-то аутсайд-зону 3. Почему никто не может в нее заехать, я пока не понимаю. Сейчас прикладка, точнее, Филд в нее попал, но очень рано выехал. Странно. При этом Бахчис откорректировался, удержал, не допустил контакта, удержал машину. Все хорошо. В принципе, Бахчис все, что мог, сделал. Конечно, с постановки вот тут, ну, видели мы заезды и поближе, скажем так, но не сегодня. Из того, что мы видели сегодня, это пока что реально самое жирное. Сейчас посмотрим, чем ответит Филд. Страсти накаляются.
That is going to hurt Odi a little bit in the chase position as we do a chase-to-chase comparison.
Филда, да, есть вопросики по заезду лидером.
that or better
Но
now
не
in
то
the chase
чтобы прям
position to stay
тотально
alive in this battle.
критичные, конечно, не
Absolutely.
фатальные,
So
но не
big
без
ask
вопросов
here for
заезд.
Odi Bakshi's, and you talked about the risk versus
Меняются
reward.
местами пилоты.
And I think Odi, you know, knowing Matt,
Оди Бакчис в роли лидера начинает разгон. Мэтфилд теперь его преследует, не отпускает вообще ни насколько с разгона. Постановка Оди Бакчис, Мэтфилд на расстоянии корпуса. Оди Бакчис не самая широкая траектория. Мэтфилд тем временем прижимается почти вплотную к Оди Бакчису. Перекладка, третья аутсайд-зона. Оди Бакчис получше ее проезжает. Внутренний клип и на финише Мэтфилд. Мэтфилд как будто бы местами было поближе, но как будто бы коррекций было побольше. А при этом в роли лидера у Бакчиса заезд лучше.
I think there was, and let's look at. So first of all, I want to see how high Odi was on outside zone 1. Let's look at his line as he comes around outside zone 1. Was it as high as Odi as Field? I don't think it was.
Ну, чуть шире, конечно, можно было ехать к Оди Бакчису. Вот это вот что за коррекции были в самом конце, непонятно. Тут было хорошо третью аутсайд-зону одним из первых. Оди Бакчис собрал наконец-то, и под финиш вот тут как будто было бы замедление у Оди Бакчиса, и пришлось корректироваться Мэтфилду. Это может быть и ошибка Бакчиса. Будь здоров, не кашляй. Кто там из комментаторов?
Outside zone 4 right there. Wow, that was an exciting battle from
подождем решения судей.
Let's call them juggernauts.
Yeah, absolutely juggernauts.
Мы не судьи,
and, you know,
судить
these guys,
не беремся.
Man, some awesome driving there. And be sure to come by the K&N booth at the halftime. I'll be hosting a little hangout with Matt Field, actually. So
сейчас мы еще пару повторов посмотрим.
Dylan Hughes, Ryan Turk, Federico Sharifo, and Larry Chen. So halftime hangout over the K&N booth, including that gentleman, our current points leader, Matt Field. Does he hold on to it, or did Odi Bakshis take him out? Again, not exactly perfect on both sides of the lead and chase.
Yeah, so let's look at as we did the side by side here. You put one eyeball on each screen and try to figure out what
минимально шире, но Бакчис был ближе в конце. Вот непонятно, что было. У Филда третья зона, можно вообще ее не засчитывать. У Бакчиса все хорошо по траектории, но вот эта вот коррекция у Бакчиса перед четвертой зоной. Немножко качнулся угол, из-за чего Филду пришлось оттормаживаться. В общем-то, не знаю, сейчас там судьи будут высчитывать эти крупицы по баллам, какая зона важнее, какая зона дороже, в какой зоне ошибки считаются более существенными. Итого, one more time. Мэтфилд, one more time. Неплохо. Такой заезд можно еще разок посмотреть. Мы только за. Пусть даже в топ-32, ничего страшного. Ну, таким пилотом вообще, что Филду, что Бакчису грех вылетать в топ-32. Тем более, насколько я помню, и тот, в топе где-то таблицы в сезоне. Фредерик Асба против Джош Лав. Наконец-то мы дождались. Надеюсь, что Джош Лав, механики смогли оживить машину, гидроусилитель, на который он жаловался, и что сейчас у него не будет никаких проблем. Хорошо при этом, что он начинает не в роли лидера. Стартует Фредерик Асба, Джош Лав за ним, набирает скорость, не отпускает с самой постановки, чуть-чуть отпускает Фредерик Асба, Асба широко, хорошо первая аутсайд-зона. Джош Лав держится на расстоянии полутора корпусов. Фредерик Асба, вторая аутсайд-зона, третья аутсайд-зона, торможение мимо. А Джош Лав тем временем не отстает и до самого конца. Четвертая аутсайд-зона, хорошо. А Джош Лав чуть-чуть опоздал с перекладкой и до финиша подпрямился. Это откровенно ошибочка.
It jarred him. It definitely jarred him.
We'll have to see that from the drone. So let's look at the replay as they accelerate up to initiation point here. Nice flick from Osbo in the lead position. And you see in the chase there, Love did a really nice initiation as well. Osbo's high, no movement from the car whatsoever on outside zone 1.
Угол, конечно, немного поменьше у Джош Лав, но не критично поменьше. Вот опять же третья аутсайд зона, Асбо еле-еле ее цепляет. Почему-то всем очень тяжело она дается. И смотрите, четвертую финишную аутсайд зону, Асбо тоже еле-еле вообще в нее заезжает. Счет для Асбо, конечно, для заезда лидером, когда это такой лидер, как Асбо, мягко говоря, вопросы вызывает такой проезд.
There's degrees of hitting that wall. Is it slowing? Is it redirecting? Is it changing the attitude of the car? Is it making an unchaseable run? You know, all of those things come into play. And again, titles on the line here. Frederick Osbo coming to this round, you know, as far as a contender in the championship as well. You know, he's currently sitting second in points. So this is a big one for Frederick Osbo out of the gate as well, going against Joshua Love. Joshua Love would love to play Dark Horse. Got that new all-black livery. Again, new sponsor. He's out front. Jasper Keys Clothing Company. And here we go. Let's see what we got. Josh Love out front. Frederick Osbo.
Так, обратный заезд. Джош Лав набирает скорость. Фредерик Асбо за ним вплотную. Постановка неплохо. Фредерик Асбо немного поджимает своего лидера. Джош Лофт неплохо, широко достаточно. Первая аутсайд-зона, вторая аутсайд-зона собрана. Третья аутсайд-зона. Цепляет тоже самый край ее. Фредерик Асбо. Синхронная перекладка перед финишем. Хорошо. Джош Лав тоже еле-еле заезжает в аутсайд-зону на финише, а Фредерик Асбо очень хорошо финиширует. Менее корпуса расстояние между машинами. И без коррекции весь ровненький такой проезд. И Джош Лофт, кстати, неплох.
You know, one of those chases that isn't in proximity, but through the infield wasn't as close. But right here you can see that in the lead there, Love is slightly lower than Osbo was on his lead. Right here, Osbo gives him a little bit of space through the infield, just a little bit more than you'd expect.
Ну, естественно, Асбо был поближе
к
своему лидеру, чем в первом проезде Джош Лав. Здесь вот тоже четвертая аутсайд-зона, как-то не самый глубокий заезд. А первая аутсайд-зона, да, Асбо был прям ближе.
Watch it again, and again, that I like to call it the truth serum, the overhead, the eye in the sky. You can see he gets the proximity, not as deep. Am I correct in saying, or you just kind of like that pocket?
Yeah, no. Zone 4, I think he was pretty good. He was maybe just, you know, a foot further forward than he could have been, but it was really the outside Zone 3 area that was of concern. So looking at the results here now.
Решение судей в пользу Фредерика Асбо единогласно. Но в данной ситуации можно вполне говорить, что это очевидно. Это, наверное, первый такой очевидный заезд топ-32. Асбо загоняет на весы, и теперь тоже после каждого заезда в любой момент могут проверять вес. У нас тем временем интервью с Кеном Гуши.
Yeah, so what's happening is every time I get
Нам
on
так
handbrake with the
интересно,
clutch in, it's still dragging
конечно
the wheel, and
же,
at some point, some parts of the track I was
как
actually
тяжело
stalling the
Кену
motor.
Гушу было проехать Байран, этот в топ-32.
Qualifying, but we managed to make it work yesterday. And I got to really attribute that to my team for making sure the car is running top-notch through the weekend, so I can just focus 100% on driving.
Ken, thank you so much, guys.
Но на самом деле ждем от Кена Гуши.
Lorette doing that Formula Drift takeover on Instagram. So she's got the camera and the phone. Here we go. Back to the one more time.
One more time. У нас через один заезд сразу же быстренько подготовились. Мэтфилд против Оди Бахчес. One more time. А вот и нет. Опять нас обманули. Графику показывает одно, по факту совсем другое. У нас Ник Ноубак в роли преследователя и Джастин Поллок в роли лидера. Это заезд, который мы сейчас будем смотреть. Джастин Поллок,
piling that Falcon tires, the Ford Mustang.
Новбак ждут сигнала светофора. Сигнал есть, набираем скорость. Джастин Поллок, постановка. Ник Новбак оставляет что-то с запасом зачем-то место до лидера, и этот запас начинает еще разрастаться ко второй аутсайд-зоне. Джастин Поллок, перекладка в третью, тоже еле-еле ее зацепил. Аутсайд-зону. Ник Новбак тем временем к финишу его только догоняет и отваливается, перетормозив. Но Джастин Поллок, опять же, у него было замедление перед финишной аутсайд-зоной, в которую он фактически не попал. Еле-еле, опять же, зацепил одним колесом. Очень странно, вроде кажется, что довольно легкая конфигурация, довольно легкое задание, но почему-то даже топы едут его прям с проблемами, с вопросами. Вот Джастин Поллок третью аутсайд-зону наконец-то нормально заполнил, более-менее, хоть и по краешку. В четвертую одним колесом еле-еле тоже. И перед четвертой аутсайд-зоной, насколько я помню карту, нет никаких зон торможения, а многие из них почему-то замедляются перед ней. И сейчас Джастин Поллок замедлился, из-за этого тормозился Ник Новбак, и по сути из-за этого Ник Новбак отвалился. Поэтому, ну, сейчас посмотрим, во-первых, второй заезд, во-вторых, что будут решать судьи. Для меня пока не однозначно. Поехали обратный второй проезд. Ник Новбак набирает скорость, Джастин Поллок не отпускает его так далеко. Как это было наоборот, Джастин Поллок с плавающим углом туда-сюда, но преследует на расстоянии корпуса. Всю первую аутсайд-зону, вторая аутсайд-зона, синхронная прикладка. В Т-стиле Джастин Поллок практически без угла, но не отпускает Ник Новбака. Ник Новбак тем временем третью аутсайд-зону пропустил, а вот четвертая — это хорошо. И только на финише Джастин Поллок в двери завершает этот проезд. Рваненько. Рваненько и неоднозначно. Сейчас посмотрим на повторе с другого ракурса, особенно первую аутсайд-зону. Но как будто бы выглядело так, что Ник Новбак-то получше в роли лидера проехал. Понятно, что в роли преследователя Поллок лучше держался всю первую дугу, несравнимо лучше. То есть вот он догнал прямо и прям прессовал Новбака. А Новбак, смотрите, Новбак шире ехал, чем Поллок в роли лидера, но рановато выехал. Вторая аутсайд-зона хорошо, у Новбака третья аутсайд-зона хорошо, у Поллока так себе. А вот четвертая аутсайд-зона у Новбака вообще практически отлично. У Поллока была корректировка, из-за которой Новбак отвалился. При этом угла-то было предостаточно у Новбака в четвертой зоне. То есть в плане того, как Новбак позволил Поллоку себя преследовать, короче, у Новбака в роли лидера был прям круче проезд, и он прям больше открыл возможностей для преследователя напихивать. Поллок откровенно как будто бы пытался свалить. В не супер большом угле ехал, не супер широко. Но ждем решения судей. БМВ или Мустанг? Что же пройдет дальше?
Same angle but further back. So that's where the comparisons come in and where it gets a little bit tricky.
Right.
And you know, the years of experience that the three of us have come into seeing who would have an advantage in that situation. So I've got my vote in. It seems like we're just waiting for the other guys, and once we get their votes in, then we'll be able to see who moves on here.
All right, a lot of elaboration here, a lot of things to process. All right, let's score it. Here we go. Justin Pollock or Nik Novak. Do we have a victor? Is it decided? As Get the overhead view, and I believe we'll see some more. Are we going back to?
Что-то мне подсказывает, что мы, наверное, еще
повторчик сейчас
какой-нибудь
First, the
увидим.
outcome of JTP and Nick Novak. One vote for just ball,
Джастин
one more
Поллок,
time, and
one more time.
JTP gets the win.
Поллок проходит в
JTP gets the win, and
топ-16
Ryan,
все-таки.
you went with the one more time.
Yep.
The other judges siding with Justin
Но
Pollock.
были шансы, хорошие были
And
шансы у
unfortunately, Nick
Новака.
Novak and the Cora Works BMW knocked out. It's a beautiful day out here. Again, how are we doing? Like the hats? Again, remember to reapply SPF. Put that sunscreen on. It's a hot one out here. Feeling the heat wave. Hopefully you got your heat wave shades on. So the Rockstar Energy Drink Top 32, and here's the one more time battle between
one more time,
what is
судя по
called the
всему, мы
frenemies.
посмотрим.
They're friends, they're enemies, they're frenemies.
One more time,
Matt Field,
против Оди Бахчис.
See the stats. See the suits, suited and booted, teal and blue, Falcon tires, Nick Fosekis. Cringing right now, watching at home in Southern California.
Ну и я все так же, наверное, продолжаю ставить на Оди Бахчиса в этом заезде.
7th overall in points. The variety of podiums this year should absolutely be celebrated. We haven't seen a repeat winner at any rounds from the previous 5 rounds of competition. Matt Field will lead. Qualified 4th.
В роли лидера начинает Мэтт Филд. Первый проезд. Оди Бахчис чуть раньше трогается. Мэтт Филд набирает скорость. Оди Бахчис не отпускает вообще ни насколько своего лидера. Пытается с первой же аутсайд зоны заезжать в дверь. Очень широко едет Мэтт Филд. Оди Бахчис чертит прямо колесом по двери. Вот это же! Вторая аутсайд зона пройдена, синхронная перекладка. Третья аутсайд зона. Мэтт Филд собирает все. Четвертая аутсайд зона на финише. Оди Бахчис немного отваливается. Первая аутсайд-зону вы запомнили, да, пацаны? Вы помните, что там было?
So from my perspective, as someone who voted for Field on the first run, I see that Odie cleaned up his chase in a big way here. Looking at where his car is positioned, going through outside zone 1, he's on the exact same line as Field, and he's so close.
Просто колесом чертанул по двери практически. Вторая хорошо, аутсайд-зона, третья опять еле-еле заехана Мэтт Филдом. И вот в четвертой что-то Оди Бахчис растерялся. Перед самым финишем чуть-чуть подотвалился.
Really high for Odie now as Odie goes into the lead position. And in the chase, Odie set the bar incredibly high for Field, who needs to stay really close from start to finish and stick it to Odie's door.
Yeah, I think if Field nails that outside zone 3, the transition in the power alley, that might just be the nail in the coffin, but he's got to start out strong and he's got to finish strong all the way through. He knows what he needs to do. Here we go.
Мэтт Филд, хорошая постановка тоже пытается загонять прямо в дверь, чуть-чуть побольше расстояния, но не менее корпуса. Оди Бахчис супер широко, вторая аутсайд зона, Мэтт Филд отваливается. Почему-то синхронная перекладка, немного в тест-стиле. Мэтт Филд не отпускает Оди Бахчис. На тоненького заезжает в четвертую аутсайд-зону. Мэтт Филд как бы хорошо, но в заднем крыле тоже заканчивает проезд. Странно, давайте смотреть повтор. Что это было, как говорится?
Now let's look at the car positioning and compare this to what we just saw on the first run. Odie. Maybe not. Yeah, he's high. He's really high in there. You can see that Field doesn't quite match the angle, and then right there, Field falls off. Misses outside zone 2. Odie kind of misses outside zone 2. Odie misses outside zone 3 as well in the lead, and Field is right there with him. So this is, I think, way more complicated than it looked on that, first seeing it live. Now that you see a little bit more accurately, you see that Odie maybe didn't do the job in the lead that you thought he did on initial viewing of it. So watch Odie's line here as he comes through outside zone number 2. Is his tire all the way in the box? Nope. Is his tire in the box for 3? Also no. So Field is missing a couple of things, like outside zone 1. But now Odie is also missing things in the lead position. So it comes down to who made the bigger errors in the lead and who made the bigger errors in the chase.
When I say that's great is just seeing those different perspectives, and this is why the replays are are so critical. Again, I'm having to call it with my naked eye and seeing what's going on, knee-jerk reaction. After analyzing it, like you said, here's Odi Bakshish, who didn't get outside zone 2 and 3. So here we go with that BC Racing go for gold side by side. It's a replay. It's hard. So you can see that's Matt Field on the left. He's leading, and then Odi's leading on the right screen.
So look at Odi on the right screen, how close he is, how well he's mimicking, and then sorry, that's the other way around. Oh my goodness. My eyeballs, you need to put one on each screen here, and it's not easy, but yeah, you can see certain things missed by both drivers in both positions. It almost, I don't want to say how I feel because I don't want to influence the other guys, but I'm definitely leaning one way on this one.
Опять получается у Мэтфилда в роли лидера заезд прям получше, у Оди Бакшис в роли преследователя прям получше.
We're seeing some results here and asking the fans at home. Here we go, slide him left for Field, slide him left for Odi.
Кричат зрители, но Мэтфилд проходит в топ-16 по решению судей. Все-таки, да. Оди Бакшис, Оди Бакшис. Как я и говорил, покарали его очень сильно за пропущенные сезоны. Но не гоже такого уровня пилоту так ехать проезд лидером. Ну прям вообще мимо зоны, это же не стритовый, все-таки чемпионат какой-то, да и казалось бы конфигурация это ничего сложного. Тем более третья вот эта аутсайд-зона, это зона торможения, то есть, грубо говоря, с запасом залети в нее и виси на том же ручнике, на тормозах. Там это можно делать.
About that win. Congratulations to Matt Field, but Frederick Osbo here. Frederick had a motor change in practice today, and Frederick, I was hoping you could explain why.
Yeah, so first run in practice today, cross the finish line, I get a really violent vibration in the car and then oil everywhere. Turns out we shot a rod out the side of the block. You can actually see the hole right here.
Yeah,
so no bueno. But the team, you know, we've been through this before. We have a fully dressed spare, and it took him less than an hour to swap the new motor in. So we even got 2 more runs in that session. So I think it's safe to say I have the best team out here.
A lot of confidence for Frederick Osbo and his team supporting him, guys.
Но хорошо, что поменяли, и надеюсь, до финала-то
is on the line. This is Dylan Hughes, the dozer, who got the win notably in the Wet and Wild Orlando round, and Simon Olsen, the Boost Race Fuel Norwegian drifter, competing in the Norwegian Drifting Championship, a champion in his home country. And that, so notably, both these guys 2J powered. So you got the 2J all-new Toyota Supra and the obviously the 2J powered Royal Purple Falcon tires. O'Reilly Autoparts. Dylan Hughes Racing BMW. Here we go. Dylan Hughes out front, who qualified 5th yesterday. A great showing for him. Initiated time with Simon Olsen.
Полтора корпуса оставляет он запас до лидера. Дилан Хьюз хорошо широко едет всю первую сайд-зону. Хорошо заезжает во вторую сайд-зону. Дилан Хьюз, синхронная перекладка. Саймон Олсен, прошу прощения, уже финишная сайд-зона. Дилан Хьюз чуть узковато. Саймон Олсен только под самый финиш прессует прям в дверь.
Yeah, Dylan's currently sitting 5th in points, and here are the points at stake at the end of the day. Obviously, 100 points for first, 91 for second.
Неплох проезд, но
you can read the numbers.
Yeah, you can read that. So again, those are the points.
Только под финиш Саймон Олсен нажал на
I want to look at Simon's initiation here.
И показал сам себе, наверное, показал, как нужно было ехать всю трассу.
Dylan's doing in the lead position, nice and high in the zone. You can see Simon moving around in the chase, drops down a little bit early there. Dylan does go wide after outside zone number 1, drops the tire, gets to outside zone 2, does it nicely, and then Simon's probably thrown off by that tire off a little bit earlier on, and his line is suffering a little bit in the second portion of the course here, not really putting it in the same spot as Dylan is in the lead. So we have an opportunity here for Simon in the lead. He needs to leave outside zone 1, get to outside zone 2. A little bit smoother than Dylan did, not drop a tire there and have a nicer line through that area of the track.
Great insight there from Ryan Lontaine. If you're just tuning in, we are not even halfway through our top 32. Here goes Simon Olsen.
Саймон Олсен набирает скорость, постановка. Дилан Хьюз, расстояние меньше одного корпуса. Саймон Олсен как будто бы чуть-чуть не хватает угла и узковато все-таки для выхода из первой аутсайд-зоны. Вторая аутсайд-зона хорошо, Дилан Хьюз чуть-чуть запаздывает, но Саймон Олсен опять пропускает начисто третью аутсайд-зону. Вот это поворот! Саймон Олсен перед четвертой аутсайд-зоной. Какая-то техническая проблема, 100%. Машина распрямляется, теряет скорость, и Дилан Хьюз просто налетает на Саймона Олсена. Это однозначно приговор передней подвески.
Rotating towards one direction, so clearly he had a moment there where he couldn't change where he was going and made contact in a pretty big way. So this is going to be some big repairs from both cars here, unfortunately.
Make some noise for him as he steps outside of the car. Dylan Hughes and Simon Olsen.
Make some noise. Да, make some noise.
Take a look at it again here. What went wrong? And obviously you saw Simon Balk and check up.
Simon Olsen очень узко первая
Simon in the lead. You can see he has less angle than you'd want in the lead position there. Maybe his line wasn't ideal. Dylan is on a slightly tighter line through that outside one to outside zone two. They both missed three, but right here, this is the big story right here. Oh, that hit so hard left, hit that back right, and I think that's what threw him up. It went tire on tire, so that back right is rotating forward, and then bloop, it just kicked him up. And you can see the whole rear quarter of Simon's car kind of wrinkle as he hits him. That was big. Dylan's car goes up in the air, like you said, tire riding up on the other tire. And right here you see Simon's car shut off completely. Dylan gets, looked like almost 4 wheels up in the air there. Definitely the 2 fronts. Let's look at it from a different angle here. We'll be able to see exactly how many tires. Jeez. This is a big hit.
Хорошо, если там подвеска только. Ну вот повезло то, что он заскочил на колесо наверх. Не сложил прям всю морду в машину Саймона Олсена.
This is a part of competitive motorsports. You know, things like this are going to happen, but we got to get Dylan's car off the track. He's going to have some repairs to do here, and so is Simon. Of course, one of them is going to be a little more stressed as they're repairing the car because one person will move on.
Здесь же однозначно
the big thing here, I guess the silver lining is I'm assuming our slide left. Dylan Hughes, the dozer, lives up to his name and bounces off the backside of that new Supra. But Dylan Hughes, a busy man, that gentleman going fast at 4 wheels, 2 wheels, and no wheels in this instance as he jumps up, gets all 4 wheels off the ground. He went jet boating earlier this week. But the good, like I was going to say, silver lining is we're not even halfway through top 32, so that not only gives him time because of where he's at to work on his vehicle, but also halftime break. The work starts now for the team and him, and I know Dylan is kind of a hands-on driver. He does have his crew, but it's all hands on deck, you know, between his team and even his dad and the whole family. They're going to jump on that vehicle ASAP.
Yeah.
So Dylan Hughes gets the win. We'll clear up the track here, and you can see the action continues at the throwdown here at the Battle in Seattle, round 6 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship. When we come back, myself, Jared Deanna, Ryan Lantain, our judges, and all our fans here in Monroe, we'll keep the party going when we come back.
Эвакуация с трассы, ребятки, и рекламная пауза, как я понимаю. Причем нам включили музыку с рекламой, но не включили саму рекламу. Зажали, получается. Вот нам и реклама. Спасибо, пожалуйста. Короче, пару минут ждем. Через пару минут я тоже вернусь. А пока наслаждаемся рекламой.
From the racetrack to the cul-de-sac.
Импортного масла.
From on the clock to the ship dock. A mountain view to a coastal cruise. For the highest performance now and protection. At Royal Purple, we develop synthetic lubricants that outperform on reliability, performance, efficiency, and sustainability. From the racetrack
Ребят, кто на месте, кстати, отпишитесь, кто-то вообще планирует топ-16 смотреть по времени. Я не помню, во сколько там по времени топ-16.
A mountain view.
Сейчас посмотрим.
To a coastal cruise.
Расписание.
For the highest performance now and protection for the future. No matter what drives you, Royal Purple.
Топ-16 начало в 3:30 аж, пацаны. Кто-нибудь будет топ-16 смотреть? В 3:30 по московскому времени. У меня время московское, и я вот хз. До 3:30 что я буду делать? Получается, если с 3:30 топ-16 до финала. Финал только к 6 утра запланирован по московскому времени. Короче, дичь. Судя по полному отсутствию реакции в чатике, я так понимаю, особо топ-16 никто смотреть не собирается. А, вот Антон. Антоха уже спать ложится. И, блин, я на самом деле прекрасно понимаю, у нас по московскому времени уже 12 без 5. Ну, как бы для субботы без 5-12 это, конечно, еще не особо поздно, но 3:30 начало топ-16, то есть до 6 утра сидеть. Это, наверное, не самое лучшее, чем можно заниматься в субботнюю ночь.
Hey. I just want to get in their head that I'm there. Yes. It's time. For real, it's time. No, for real. Yeah, I know. I got it. I know what I have to do. And then go spend a couple days at home before flying back. Nice. Yeah. It's really good.
Вот тоже такой вопрос, что я даже не знаю. Если кто-нибудь будет смотреть, то, наверное, будем и стримить, но... Если чисто вдвоем смотреть, я, честно говоря, даже не знаю. Да, завтра, да, правильно, Антох, еще РДС, Запад.
Taking a look back at the vibe of New Jersey.
Получается, если у нас в 6 только награждение, то есть это с 6 до 12 чисто поспать, чтобы проснуться и смотреть сразу РДС Запад.
Throw it down to Lorette Nickel. Lorette Nickel is with Matt Field.
Looked like it should have been a final against Odi Bakchis. Matt Field takes the win, but it's not without struggle because you're having some power steering issues.
This whole weekend has been one thing after the next. The first lap of the weekend's practice, my power steering failed on the bank. It was all I could do to muscle the car off the wall. Like it was this close. We missed almost all of the first practice session, changing the pump, changing the rack, changing the filter, nothing would solve it. Finally, a rack did, and all was well until we went to fire the car up to bring it out to practice this morning, which we were supposed to be first, based off of the new order, how we're going out to practice. Instead of being first, we missed all of practice pretty much because either another steering rack or another power steering pump. So I'm very fortunate I borrowed a power steering pump from Rome. I don't even know if he knows it because his crew guys gave it to me, so for that, Rome, yeah. put another steering rack, another pump, another filter, completely flushed the system, and now we seem to be cooking. So it was all I could do to just get out to that battle and get out to any practice. And even then, right after practice, we were working on the car up until the last second. So to be able to go out and throw down 4 runs like that, man, it feels good. And I mean, Odie, like, Jesus, man, you made me work for it.
Absolutely, and I overheard you telling your team that at this point you're just exhausted. So at stake, how concentrating on the moment?
So I'm fortunate that when the time is to turn the light switch on, when it's time to raise that energy up, I have stuff to be able to do that. So right now I just need to chill out between the break, get a little bit of rest, eat some food, and then it'll be ready to turn it on for a top 16.
Matt, thanks so much for your time. Guys?
Thank you so much, Lorette. Good luck to you, Matt Field. Congratulations advancing on. And again, give credit where credit is due. The teams and the crew, but also, like Matt said, he had to work for it going against Odie, that one more time battle and locked it in. So we are still in the Rockstar Energy Drink. Top 32. Here comes João Berrion from Brazil, driving the Monster Energy Barbarius Corvette, going against Jonathan Castro from the Dominican Republic. Toyota GR86.
Следующий заезд.
And
here
you can see him in the Pedal Commander burnout box. That's Jonathan Castro. Castro qualified 21st. João Berrion, he will lead. He qualified 12th. João already at the start line.
Как будто бы равносильные по мощности машины, но это еще не значит,
что unfolds. The winner of this battle will be going against Dylan Hughes. Dylan Hughes will lead.
А тем временем João Berrion в роли лидера начинает проезд этот.
Leading on this battle. Here we go. João Berrion. See, he had an insane run yesterday on his qualifying run. So much smoke and so much excitement, but smoke is not a criteria. You need to throw it down here. João Berrion, he's got the power. What's he gonna do? João Berrion, big angle from João. You can see Castro some wavering there from Castro in that chase position. Now coming down into that second outside zone. João does not hit that second outside zone. Does get to the third, but he compromised that. Now Castro, this could be an opportunity for him, as he didn't have the ideal. Wow, big swing right there. Just snaps back up to the finish line. He needs to finish left. He's finished a little bit more left.
Joao's car did not sound healthy at the finish line. I don't know if you noticed. Full throttle, screaming all the way around the track. He got to the finish line, and he barely made it over the finish line with angles. So you can see that his car, I don't know if he was off throttle or what the deal is, but let's watch. Let's watch what's going on here in the replay. You can see in the lead there, Joao's pretty high on outside zone 1. You can see Castro a little bit lower there, but right here, Joao completely misses outside zone number 2 by a big margin. Gets into 3. Castro misses 3. They come by inside clip number 1, and then they transition here. This is where Joao put a big exclamation point on his run yesterday, and you can see barely any smoke as he came over the finish line. He barely got over that finish line with angles, so I don't know if there's a car issue or what.
Great observation, man. So he does call his competition timeout. Joao Berrion got a little bit of a cold here, so he calls his NGK competition timeout. So speaking of NGK does make ignition coils. Why? Well, because we prefer a running partner that can keep pace. We know ignition, and since our spark plugs don't run alone, we put some of our energy and expertise into making a better coil. NGK ignition coils are engineered to OE durability and performance, and because we race to win, we continue to improve the design, testing, and validation of our ignition coils to make installation easier and performance better. NGK spark plugs and coils, better together. And we see Kevin Wells walking over to Joao's area, seeing what's going on here, pulls in 5 minutes, see if they can diagnose the problem, get back up to the line to finish out this battle. And I mean, it wasn't sloppy until the end, and like you said, kind of shut it down. That's why he didn't finish to the left. It kind of snapped back because it didn't have the power. As you can see, who's going on at 16? Well, already we got seven that are already in. Dan Burkett, Dean Carney, Gucci Osbo, all Toyota, and then Field Pollock, some more Falcon. Wow. Gosh, these Falcon guys can't catch any breaks. Field and Justin Pollock, and then Dylan Hughes. Speaking of Falcon, there's some more Falcon for you. And then we will find out if it's Joao Berrion from Brazil or Jonathan Castro from Dominican Republic. Up next, Chelsea Denofa and Mike Power, two East Coast boys. Denofa piloting that Pennzoil Mustang RTR Spec 5D. I know the boss, Von Gittin Jr. is out doing some Ultra 4 racing right now, doing some off-roading, as Mike Power seems, trying to find that sweet spot. Barely gets in yesterday. Mike Power got that 31st spot, so barely just got in. But it'll be Denofa versus Power, and there they are, already on the start line. Denofa warming up his Nitto tires.
Скрывается с трассы.
And ready to put it down.
Вроде как наконец-то дают сигнал на старт.
So we're talking about Denofa, who's always a contender for the championship. Denofa coming to this round sixth in points.
Проезд, заезд, проезд.
All right, looks like getting him ready. And here we go. Denofa will lead, Power giving chase. Denofa coming out of the start chicane, initiates into the big bang. He always likes to start out strong, big angle. Power a little lower than Denofa. And now into that second outside zone. Denofa putting that Nitto tire. Oh, a big hit from Power. Hits him square. And Chelsea Denofa continues on, but Mike Power shuts it down. That was pretty game right there.
Майк Пауэр все-таки остался в третьей аутсайд-зоне, а машина там, скорее всего, все. И вина это, скорее всего, будет Майка Пауэра, потому что третья аутсайд-зона, вся зона, это зона торможения. То есть там можно замедляться. Майк Пауэр все-таки расстарался.
Yeah, that is definitely a big decel zone there. That is the biggest one we have on this track. And you need to get your car slowed down. But let's see what happened from up in the air here. This is going to give us the perfect view. You can see Chelsea nice and high in outside zone 1. Power moving around a little bit in the chase position there. Right here, Chelsea gets just not really into outside zone 2. And then Power comes in and hits Chelsea. It doesn't look like Chelsea was slowing down in any kind of way that was, illegal or not right. I don't know, illegal is the wrong word. It looked like he used the decel zone properly.
It wasn't anything intrusive, right?
Right, so it looked like Power just was trying to gain proximity there and misjudged coming through the smoke. Yeah, and it got bumped. Chelsea got bumped wide on that zone, but kept going. No problem at all through to the finish.
Taking a look here, that is the timer for João Barrion to get his vehicle buttoned up and back to the line. Seeing Lorette down there with João. We'll see how the second half of this battle between Denofa and Power ends up. You can see the Corvette here. All right, Denofa and Power with that contact. Power is going to be at fault there.
Yep.
Like you said, nothing. All right, let's throw it down to Lorette Nickel. What's going on with João?
Hey, João, if you could tell us what's happening for you.
We actually don't know. We are having some electronic issues, losing power during the lap. So it's like I start with full power, and the end of first zone, I have like half of my power. So we still don't know. We could not figure out anything. Let's try to do.
Джо Барион говорит, что просто пропала мощность.
That's always the problem, right? You're down power, you're trying to chase the gremlins, competition timeout, you got to utilize it, otherwise you're going to be compromised. Here's Castro. João, I would have to say, would you venture? No, I'm not going to leave that alone. I don't want you to answer. I was going to ask you, who do you think has an advantage?
Moving along.
Yeah, moving along, but, just given that first half of it, I think Castro, his chase run just needed to be tighter and higher, and João didn't have those gremlins show up until kind of latter portion of the track. He did miss outside zone 2 very drastically, but we'll revisit that, and we'll probably replay that first run. Oh, and it's great to see Alec Robbins here on the start line. He messaged me actually and says, hey man, just an FYI, I went hard into the wall in practice. We're going to get it back together. He didn't think he'd get it back, but so that's why I say it's great to see him up and running and bringing it back to the start line. And João Barrion looking to win his first battle. He hasn't advanced into the 16 this year yet. So, and just as I said that, looks like Reader does leave Robbins on the line, so this very well could be
Робинс остался на линии
not a
старта
bye run
и
for
никуда не
him.
поехал.
Pulling up. Here's Reader, who got the win in New Jersey, round 4. Fought tooth and nail, and Travis Reader, he's got his family here cheering him on. And Reader's got to have a lot of confidence, not only getting the victory, but just feeling at home, feeling here, you know, back here in the Pacific Northwest, compete. This is his home track. This is where he cut his teeth. Both him and Dylan Hughes, they're very familiar with Evergreen.
Yeah, and that Reader here just showed us a little bit of concern there going to outside zone 3. It's one of those things that we do need to pay attention to, and drivers need to pay attention to as well. He transitioned really late going to zone 3, and of course this wasn't, there was no competitor behind him, but it's just something that drivers need to be aware of. Going from zone 2 to zone 3, you need to make that transition happen before going to outside zone 3.
Sorry, Ryan, just some chatter and banter behind here as we're kind of moving around from Joao Castro, Denofa Power, and now obviously Reader Robbins. We're going to call that, unfortunately, Robbins didn't leave the line. So Travis Reader gets the win. Reader will advance on. So your local boy from right here in Washington gets the win. Travis Reader will advance on.
Ну, комментаторы уже объявляют, что Трэвис Ридер проходит
so, like I said,
в
moving
топ-16.
around, if you can recall, Joao Barrion, Castro, we saw that, and could see Joao in the burnout box. How are we doing out there, Seattle? A man with the Red Sox hat is noise on the screen. What's cracking, dude?
Этот заезд
Are you in
превратился
from
в байран.
Boston? No? No, just like the letter B? Big fan of the B? All right, that's cool. Yeah, I love letters too. Big letter fan.
Cool shirt.
Big letter guy. I did see a little DGK. Yeah. All right, so here we go with the Hachiroku. Is that what you're talking about?
Hachiroku, yes.
Yep. It is 86 day today, by the way. It's August 6th.
Get the heck
It's
out of here.
86 day. So speaking of 86, Jonathan Castro. So let's see if the
теперь у нас
GR86 of Jonathan
второй
Castro on 86 day, August 6th, can take out Joao
Взял
Barrion. If
Бариона
Joao has
против
found the
Джонатана
gremlins,
Кастро, обратный
can Castro
проезд.
move on? This is a new car prepared for him. So again, these gentlemen, as far as standings go, they're quite a bit down there right now, 31st and 33rd in standings. So looking for that momentum, getting their new cars, both these guys in brand new cars. So Castro will lead, Joao Barrion giving chase in the Rockstar Energy Drink, top 32. Let's see, Castro out front now. Still got quite a few amazing battles left.
У нас уже был,
We are officially now halfway through the 32.
был в роли лидера. Это, напоминаю, у нас уже обратный проезд.
Castro. Here we go. Castro.
Теперь
out front.
Кастро в
Castro
роли
up front.
лидера.
Joao Barrion in the chase position. Here comes
Барион
Castro.
немного отпускает на разгоне, но догоняет первое дуге. Очень хорошо. Кастро узковато едет там. Джо Барион на расстоянии корпуса. Вторая аутсайд-зона. Кастро хорошо заезжает. Перекладка, торможение. Третья мимо. Барион хорошо держится. Догоняет опять Кастро. И последняя аутсайд-зона. Кастро заезжает лютейше. Барион в принципе делает все, что может. Но при этом я, честно говоря, уже не помню, что там было в первом проезде.
All right, let's look at this replay from the sky. Going to give us all the angles we need to see here. Great initiation from both. You can see Castro pretty high in outside zone 1. Slightly tighter there, but you see in the chase position, Joao's got a little bit less angle, and it decreases as he gets further down the zone. In the lead, Castro does a great job on 2. Misses outside zone 3 ever so slightly there, but Joao's right there with him. And like you said, Castro sort of had a little bit of hesitation going towards outside zone 4, but makes it over the line with angle. So just a slight hesitation on zone 4. So we're going to try to get a side-by-side, Jared, and see what we can see. It is hard to remember going back. You know, we got a battle in between there, so it's nice to have a little refresher.
Yeah, just recounting that run. Like I said, this is where it gets interesting. You know, we had the contact between Power and Denofa, if you can recall, just minutes ago, and then obviously with Joao and Castro.
Yeah, so here we go. One eyeball per screen, and you can have a look at Joao leading on the left, Castro leading on the right. So you can see that Castro's line is significantly lower in the chase position until the latter half of outside zone number 1. And Joao is closer, has a little bit less angle. Joao misses outside zone 2 by such a huge margin. And then in the lead there, Castro wasn't as deep in 3 as we'd like to see. And right here is where we see a little bit of an issue for both of them. They both get over the finish line with angle, but you can see that Joao had a bit of a power issue, which he did allude to shortly after that first run. So it looks like he fixed it, like you said, for the second one.
Both these drivers awaiting the outcome here, Castro or Joao. That's you. That's me. Throwing the horns, baby. Got the Adam LZ shirt on, the Sparko lid. Let's see if flying the flag there for LZ. A lot of Adam LZ fans. He's coming up shortly, about 3 battles away. And waiting the outcome here, Joao Berrion or Jonathan Castro. We'll revisit Denofa and Power after this, ideally. Wow. Split decision. Castro gets the win. That was moving parts all over there. You went with Joao. The other two just, yeah, you guys are
way opposites today.
It's, yeah. Mom and dad are in a fight right now. I'm joking.
We don't like each other.
But we're literally physically split. You're over here kind of on the right side of the judges' booth, and they're over there. And I mean, I don't know if the perspective is different from over here to there, but we're utilizing the screens a lot. And how we doing, FD fans? So there it is. Castro gets the win. That's awesome. So I was just talking about Adam LZ, and here he is. Always a crowd favorite. Wataru Masuyama and Adam LZ. So Wataru Masuyama, the Buy Now Japan S15, he has been absolutely on it lately. And Adam LZ always has the support of his fans. And here he comes in that AutoZone Mustang RTR Spec 5D. He's on those Nitto tires. All right, looks like Joao Berrion getting towed off. So, man, unfortunately for Joao, man, that's a real bummer. He had the power yesterday. He was absolutely hammering.
С помощью эвакуатора только что ли может покинуть трек, как я понимаю.
Okay, so a beautiful day out here. Like I said, temperature-wise and weather-wise, not a cloud in the sky. You can see
вот только хотел сказать, что он же не мешает нам продолжать.
We are ready to send him. Here we go. Adam LZ on that start line. Wataru Masuyama will be leading, qualified 7th. Adam LZ qualifying 26th. Let's see what we got here from Masuyama
and LZ. Wataru Masuyama в роли лидера начинает разгон. Адам LZ его преследует. Немного отпускает на разгоне, опаздывает с постановкой и расстояние. Космос, первая аутсайд-зона.
Second out, very shallow outside zone 2 in the power line by LZ. Now into that inside clip. Big angle there from Masuyama. He does exceed it. LZ definitely throws it down the latter portion of the track. But LZ, again, big gap off the start and then coming to that power line is very shallow in outside zone 2.
Was there a wall tap at outside zone 4 from Masuyama? And what was LZ's initiation like here?
3-2.
Like right at the one cone. Yeah, you can see that Masuyama's really high on outside zone 1. Car looks completely set. No movement. Really looking great there. And it looked like LZ got almost to the wall there at outside zone 1 at the end. Misses outside zone 2 completely. Masuyama does a good job in the lead position. Puts one tire off after inside clip 1, getting himself lined up for zone 4. And he does tap the wall as he comes over the finish line with reduced angle. So looking at it from these more ground level cameras here, it's going to give us a different perspective. And look at LZ, angles up really big there at the end of outside zone 1, makes him miss outside zone 2 and doesn't do a great job on 3 either. Coming through the outside zone 4 area, this is where Masuyama's got the wall tap, and ooh, he goes almost straight over the finish line. But in terms of a lead to lead, now LZ is going to have to run that high-level lead run, right? High on the zone 1, fill 2, 3, and get wide on 4, but not tap the wall that straightens him up. In the chase position, Masuyama's got to stay close. If he gets proximity and mimics that line, he's going to have an easy chase-to-chase win comparatively.
I think it might have been a blessing that LZ wasn't tight to Masuyama on that last outside zone. That could have been a little more violent.
Опять ответный проезд. Адам LZ набирает скорость, он улетает от Масуяма просто на разгоне. Масуяма также оставляет очень большой запас в первой аутсайд-зоне. LZ, в принципе, хорошо проезжает первую аутсайд-зону, вторую. И замедление в третьей, мимо третьей аутсайд-зоны. Масуяма тоже только здесь к нему приближается. Тачингол пропущен, LZ заезд в стену в четвертой аутсайд-зоне. При этом Масуяма как-то умудряется увернуться от него.
That was a big hit, Jared.
Yeah.
LZ самовыиграл. Откровенный.
Bumper. So, comparatively here, lead to lead, chase to chase. We're going to have to keep a close eye on where LZ was placing his car and what Masuyama was doing in the chase position. So on initiation, big flick from LZ. He's riding not quite as high on outside zone 1. I think that Masuyama was in his lead, but Masuyama's got some big errors already in the chase position there. You can see him making some big mistakes. And there you can see LZ does okay in 1, just off of outside zone 2. He has a weird line going to inside clip 1, and then as he approaches 4 here, makes big contact, straightens up quite a bit as he goes over the finish line. So I think Masuyama had a big advantage here, or opportunity in the chase position, and he may have squandered it somewhat by not really getting his car placed properly. You can see that in the lead though, LZ is making some weird lines there. That outside zone 3 to inside clip 1, and then tapping the wall there at outside zone 4. A lot of errors here to look at from both drivers.
Looks like the fans are voting right now, and that we have a live poll on our live stream, and they're saying 49% Masuyama, 21% LZ, and 30% one more time. So that's the fans tuning in. Hey, that's you. We do have to go back to the Denofa power battle.
That Mustang is looking worse for wear.
I mean, they're designed to have bash bars, but only to a certain point. Here we go. Slide of left for Masuyama, right for Adam LZ. And Masuyama gets the victory, taking out Adam LZ. So unfortunately, LZ is retired early and is knocked out into 32. All right, so Masuyama will advance on that Buy Now Japan. Sylvia. And we have 5.5 more battles left. You could see Reader already in on that right-hand side. Masuyama, obviously. And Reader will go against either Denofa or Power in the 16. There's the second half of this Denofa Power. If you could recall, Mike Power going into the side of Denofa, outside, exiting into the power alley, and then into that inside clip. Power just came in hot, boom, hit him just flat on, square, which is
the best way to hit it.
Exactly.
If you're going to.
Yeah, if you're going to have contact, no tire to tire, not kind of nosing in, T-boning him or Y-boning him, I don't know what you call it, come at an angle. Wishboning? All right, here we go. Mike Power out front. That Power has a team. Chelsea Nova giving us some room. But look at Chelsea, see him railing him in. Click, 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 click. And then here comes Power now. From New York, driving into that Power alley. The Power alley right now is Denofa.
Нормально, Denofa тем временем едет, мягко говоря, сейф-ран. Denofa особо не парится.
That was an interesting line from Denofa in the chase position.
Sorry, real quick, Denofa trying to drop that
top-32
loss that he had in St. Louis.
Не проезд Denofa, которого мы ждем от Denofa, но для этого, в принципе, более чем достаточно Denofa для прохода дальше.
So, we're going to do the lead-to-lead, chase-to-chase comparison here. Watching this replay, it looks like in the chase, in the lead there, Power has a nice initiation, but then has a bit of a bobble right after initiation. You can see him slightly correcting. Chelsea gave him some room, but like you said, reeled him in. I think he expected to be faster around outside zone 1, and that was a pretty good assumption to make, a good calculation there. Chelsea does a good job of mimicking what Power is doing in the lead, coming through outside zone 3 to inside clip 1, and right there they both dropped tires, so Chelsea's just mimicking what Power is doing in the lead through the inside clip 1, outside zone 4 area, so you can't really fault Chelsea for chasing and doing what he's supposed to in the chase. Yeah, so I think something that needs to be pointed out is that Mike Power did have an incomplete on run 1, so that sort of gives a huge advantage to Chelsea going into the second run of that battle, but Chelsea did put an exclamation point on it. He got close, mimicked what Power was doing everywhere. Even when Power went offline a little bit, Chelsea said, okay, you're going there, I'm coming with you because that's what I'm supposed to do.
Yep, so again, Chelsea Denofa gets the win as he steps onto the scale, see his fight and weight. And Ryan Turk, 30-some-odd points behind the leader, is going against Kyle the Menace Mohan. Ryan Turk, who got the victory at round 1 in Long Beach. And Ryan Turk and that Rain-X Toyota GR Corolla, Rockstar energy drink running through his veins. Kyle the Menace Mohan with renewable lubricants running through his rotary, that Mazda RX-8, the Mazda Trix vehicle. And Ryan Turk pulls off. He was in that Pedal Commander burnout box, and he just steps off. And I did get messages from. And I believe he put in a new engine.
It was I think it was the ring. Something in the transmission had been replaced yesterday.
Well, the hood is popped. That's not a good sign. Yeah. So I got a message from his crew guy, his crew chief, Biddies, and they're saying fresh engine, ready to party, TBD. Well, right now I'm looking at this with the hood pop, so temps might be rising, might have a coolant bubble or something like that. That sometimes happens. Just, you'd rather be safe than sorry, pop a whole engine.
It's a pretty fun roof as far as roofs go. Don't agree on Jared. Okay.
Say it again?
I said that's a pretty fun roof as far as roof designs go.
Yeah, I love it. That's our boy Conifer, Ornamental Conifer Race Service. He's a kind of creative artist there, so shout out to the boys at Race Service. And I would assume that with just so many hands on deck, it's going to be a competition timeout.
You can see Kevin in the car on the passenger side there. You see his hat.
Райан Тёрк берет свои 5 минут.
And he's in there potentially looking at the telemetry box that we have in the cars. But he's there, he has an eye on what's going on. It's pretty hard to get anything by Kevin. He's always there when something's happening like this, and he's going to keep an eye on what you're doing. So, competition timeouts come into play when the team gets their hand on the car. Of course, not here, right off to the side of the burnout box. They would get the car over to a safe space, a place where they,
oh boy.
Maybe that's why the car's not moving, Jared. So the competition timeout has started.
So the NGK, sorry to cut you off there. You can see the fluids coming out of Ryan Turk's vehicle, and there's oil in the burnout box. This is not what you want. I don't know if the 5 minutes. Yeah, he's already. Yeah, 3 minutes left.
При этом от 5 минут уже остались 3. Кстати, странно, Тёрк же даже не в техпарке. Почему сразу же отсчет
Right, so as we are,
maybe move the microphone a little farther away from.
This is a testimonial to just the emotions right now and what happened. They said they're ready, they're good to go, but obviously not, and this is not ideal for the Rain-X Toyota GR Corolla on Netto tires. You can see just how much this thing is.
So Ryan's in third in the standings right now.
35 points.
35 points back, and this is not looking good for his hopes here today. He's not out yet, but it's just not looking very positive at the moment.
Yep. So I think they're
There's
clarifying.
a conversation about competition timeout starting.
Yeah, exactly. What we're hearing there is they're saying, hey, he pulled out of the burnout box. They popped the hood because they wanted to see if there was a fire.
Right.
And just where there's oil, there's heat, there's all these elements for something pretty bad. So I think they just want to save that. So I'm not for certain if the competition timeout. I mean, we saw the clock going and hands on the car, but.
These remote cameras that get to go into these situations and film these high-pressure, high-stress situations is fascinating to see behind the scenes and to see how they struggle and how they fight to stay in competition, And sometimes you hear some words that aren't exactly friendly for everybody, but it's the cost, let's say, of being in the moment and being right there and catching these moments because this is a part of the series. What happens on track is such a big part, and everybody sees that. But seeing behind the scenes, like the stress, the pressure, the challenges that these guys have, it's pretty intense sometimes.
No. They want you to go back to your pit.
Right. Okay. Okay, so for clarification here, what's going on? Okay.
Start their 5 from there.
Okay, can you come down to me?
Yeah, let's go down to Lorette. Lorette, down to you.
With Kevin Wells, can you explain what's happening?
Basically, we were told on the radio to start their 5, so we started their 5. I got over here because obviously the hood was up, but they opened the hood to see if it was on fire because it's leaking oil. So now that they figured it's not on fire, we're going to take it back to their pit, then start the 5.
Okay, thank you so much. So the hood was open to make sure that the car was not on fire, because if it was, obviously they would have had to extinguish it, and it was not on fire, so they are going to go back to their pit. They have a 5-minute. I don't know if there's any damage to the car right now, but there's leaking oil.
Система пожаротушения протекла.
A little bit of confusion down here. Could you tell me what has been damaged?
Yeah, we have lost the drain line from the turbo, came off the turbo, and essentially left a whole bunch of oil down on the track. So,
Nick, thank you very much. So, guys, that is what's happening down here. I'll find out more updates and keep you in the know as I know.
Absolutely. Some great clarity there from Lorette and the team, and obviously Kevin, FD staff. So just bears repeating, they lifted the hood for a safety issue, and then they said, you know what, no, you get a proper competition timeout. You lifted it because of that. So he will get a dedicated 5-minute allotment from when they take it back to the pits, which I think is fair.
It's definitely fair.
Yeah.
And that's what we like to see here. This is drama that's happening real time. It's not what's going to happen every time, but when it does happen, there's a lot of oil down there. But that clarity, that insight into what happened, that turbo line that came off, it gives you a little bit of hope for the team. It's like, okay, they can fix that in 5 minutes. Maybe they can get that turbo line back on. It's not like there's a hole in the block or transmission exploded or something.
Right.
It's truly something that they have the opportunity to fix. So they're going to take it back there, and the team is going to have their opportunity to do so.
That's racing. Sometimes it's the nickel part, not the $5,000 part. It's just that fitting that just maybe wasn't tightened completely all the way. So it's kind of good that he did catch it. One could have been more disastrous with oil getting on like a manifold. That goes quick, and with that amount of oil, that could have been really bad. So I'm thankful that he's okay, the car's okay. A lot to deal with, a lot on the line here. Again, it was almost all over for Ryan Turk, but clean up here in the burnout box. Let's see how Ryan Turk throws it down. But again, the party continues. And speaking of the party, the K&N party. So join myself and some other Formula Drift drivers over in the pits at the halftime break, the K&N party, with a variety of drivers, including that man, Ryan Turk, Chris Forsberg, Matt Field, a few other drivers, including Larry Chen. He'll be there as well.
And here are 3 tips for amateur drivers. Number 1, driving with better drivers. So if you're trying to progress your skill set, the best way to do that is to definitely be able to drive with guys that are more skilled than you, and also asking questions around the pits. We have an awesome like-minded community out here with a bunch of awesome drivers, and you shouldn't be shy to be asking people for help. Number 2 would be to spend your money in important places. So just because you want something doesn't necessarily mean that that money's being well spent towards what you're trying to do for your progression. So is seat time more important? Are you in need drastically of this new upgrade to step your skill set up? So I think it's very important to dissect that for yourself and then apply your funds kind of where the most efficient way possible. And number 3, this goes without saying, it's just 100% seat time. There's no way you're going to be able to get better unless you're behind the wheel of the car and being able to drive it. All right, guys, that's it for me. If you want more information, hit me at the Throttle app.
All right, well, welcome back. Welcome back here to round 6 of the Formula Drift Championship. I apologize. But the party continues. If you're here in the building, remember, join us over at the Falcon Tire during the halftime break for the driver's autograph session. And Throttle is a Ken Gucci meet and greet at Throttle booth at 4 p.m. So you got some time to head on over there. A lot of festivities going down. A beautiful day out here in Monroe, Washington. Evergreen Speedway. I've been coming here since 2006. So it's been quite some time. Is that 16 years, right? 16 years we've been coming here, man. It's a long time. Been out here for quite some time. But we can see our next battle there. We'll see how the scenario of Ryan Turk unfolds. But right now we move on to, you can see how it's shaping up. You can see all our victors. Next up, it is Chris Forsberg and Jonathan Hurst. So, and these guys, Chris was talking about St. Louis. These guys did battle against each other in St. Louis, but Forsberg was down that cylinder. He's got that GTR engine under the hood of the all-new Nissan Z. And Jonathan Hurst, he went hard in the wall in his first run, but put down one heck of a run on his second. So just basically had to move to that not-so-great A. But Forsberg, his best qualifying finish this season.
Крис Форсберг против Джонатана
Paducah, Kentucky, the pride of Paducah. In that AZ Rags BMW. One of the loudest cars out here for sure.
And you can see the burnout line that Turk was taking there with all that kitty litter in the burnout box.
It's not literally kitty litter, by the way.
No, it's
slang. Slang for the oil absorbent material.
Oil absorbent material.
Tons of horsepower, now just manpower being pushed into the Papadakis Racing pit. Forsberg will lead. Hurst will give chase.
Forsberg в роли лидера ожидает сигнала на старт, так же как и его преследователь Джонатан Хёрст ожидает, когда тронется с места Крис Форсберг, который ожидает сигнала на старт от светофора.
Three-time champion Formula Drift Chris Forsberg.
Нам напоминают комментаторы, что Крис Форсберг — это трехкратный чемпион Формулы Дрифт, который сейчас набирает скорость и совершает инициацию. Преследователь его на BMW E46 оставляет какой-то очень большой запас по расстоянию. Крис Форсберг тем временем, вторая аутсайд-зона очень слабо собрана, третья мимо практически. Тачингол инсайд собрана зона, и четвертая аутсайд-зона тоже очень слабо. Что за проезд такой от Форсберга? Сегодня топ чемпионата сегодня что-то прям удивляют. Негативно удивляет. Вот так я бы выразился. Что никто не может нормально проехать эту, казалось бы, несложную конфигурацию. Первая аутсайд-зона хорошо у Форсберга, вторая мимо, третья, ну, заехал, но рановато выехал, не заехал-то не глубоко. Четвертая тоже заехал не глубоко и тоже как будто бы выехал раньше времени.
Car didn't look settled. Got the car to slightly angle, but lowered it a little bit, so definitely an issue there at initiation from Hurst.
All right, there is Jonathan Hurst now leading. Forsberg giving chase. They leave the start line. Here we go.
Джонатан Хёрст набирает скорость теперь, Крис Форсберг его преследует, Форсберг ставится в догон, оставляет порядка одного корпуса между машинами. У Хёрста огромный угол, но Хёрст очень рано вываливается из первой аутсайд-зоны, зато собирает вторую хорошо, цепляет третью, внутренний клип собран, и четвертая аутсайд-зона с Кизеволом с достаточно сильной коррекцией, к сожалению, что, естественно, мягко говоря, повлияет на решение судей теперь, ну и, скорее всего, ждать этого решения долго не придется.
Hurst did better in the lead than he did in the chase on initiation. Forsberg's right there with him around outside zone 1, and you can see that Forsberg's matching the line, matching the angle. Not a lot of movement from Forsberg's car right there. Does a good job of mimicking on 2. Forsberg not as deep in outside zone 3, but Hurst doing a decent job in the lead. And this is the area right here we want to have a look at as Hurst pounds that wall pretty hard with the left rear corner and has a bit of a bobble as he goes over the finish line. So definitely an error from Hurst in that area. Not going to be helping his case here in the lead-to-lead, chase-to-chase comparisons.
All right, so you can see all hands on deck here for Ryan Turk, trying to find that. Make sure there's no oil coming out. That's the vitals right there.
То есть доставили его до механиков и уже там дали 5 минут.
And awaiting the outcome here between Forsberg and Hurst. And here it is. Line of left for Forsberg, right for Hurst. And Chris Forsberg gets the win. Forsberg gets the win in the all-new NOS Energy Drink Nissan Z. All right, down to Lorette. Lorette, what's cooking?
Well, you guys can see that the clock is still running. We're at 1:05. We're at 1 minute right now. And Mario is down here telling everyone, take a breath, guys. It's going to be okay. We have enough time to fix it. It was the line that came loose, and now we're parting the crowds. Ryan never left his car. He was trying to breathe through it, keep calm, and now he's pulling away to do battle, guys.
The crowd erupts here. They want to see a good battle. Some Ryan Turk fans in the building cheering him on, but the pressure mounts. You know, the Rockstar Energy driver of Ryan Turk and his team, again, just spilling oil. If you're just joining us, Ryan Turk was to go against Kyle Mohan, enters the burnout box and quickly exits out and spills oil from that burnout box outside, and hopefully put a few quarts in there, because there was a lot on the track. So we'll go back to Ryan Turk and Kyle Mohan, but right now, Jeff Jones and Brandon Sorensen. Jeff Jones, Brandon, 18 years old, from Las Vegas, Nevada. Jeff Jones from Sun Valley, California, Southern California to be exact. Jones, Evo Auto Works, Nissan 370Z. And Jeff Jones will lead, Sorensen giving chase. Let's see how Jones does. Jones qualified 14th, Sorensen qualified 19th, so fairly equally matched. Jones out of the gate, big swing, and smoke machine turns on. Jones, big angle, Brandon Sorensen. He needs to get involved. He is low and lacking angle as Jones now comes in that second outside zone. Jeff Jones.
Sorensen запаздывает с перекладки, подпрямляется. Джефф Джонс тем временем едет узко, тоже с какими-то коррекциями. И даже к финишной аутсайд-зоне Соренсену не то, чтобы особо удается догнать Джеффа Джонса.
It looked dramatic, but at the end of the day, Brandon just was not part of the equation.
No, you can see right from the get-go here, outside zone 1, Brandon falls back and down as well. So look at initiation. You can see low angle from Brandon early on. He's down in the second lane, basically, way off of outside zone 1, not matching the line, the angle. His proximity isn't great either through that area. So definitely a big miss from Sorensen there in the lead position. Like you were saying, Jeff Jones doing a great job in the lead, added angle going inside clip 1 to get that line kind of tightened in there and made it work. Looked like a great lead run from Jeff Jones. So as we switch positions for them now, Jeff in the chase, match line, match angle, that's going to be a big one. Have more proximity, that's going to give him that advantage that he needs, chase-to-chase comparison. In the lead position, Sorensen has his work cut out for him right now. Jones did a pretty great job up in the lead position.
And just the momentum that Jeff Jones is riding, just even from last year, just he's gained a lot of interest. He's having fun, but he wants to win. He wants to get on the box. Brandon's going to try to get in his way, but he really, as you say, needs to step up here and put down a solid lead run, especially on this big bank. He's got the clean air that United States Air Force, BMW, and he's doing exactly what we had hoped. Ooh, some wavering there. Man, he was flirting with that wall, saying, hey, how you doing?
Брэндон Соренсон, 2 колеса за пределами трассы, третья аутсайд-зона узко, внутренний клип собирает, четвертая аутсайд-зона не доезжает вообще до нее, но при этом и Джефф Джонс-то его особо не догоняет. Проезд такой на грани вообще прохождения квалификационного задания.
4 feet off the edge of the track, so to hit those, that's at least one, probably 2 tires off course there for Brandon in that area. And unfortunately for Brandon, Jeff Jones here will get the win.
Jeff Jones gets the win. Jeff Jones getting the victory. Jeff Jones, how are those? How are the chicken tendies? We doing good? Chicken and fries? Are they all right? Thumbs up or thumbs down? We doing all right? No, not liking them, not acknowledging me. Okay, thank you, bro. Appreciate that. Yep, appreciate that. I mean, this isn't Yelp or anything. I mean, not gonna, hold you accountable. All right, there is how the bracket is shaping up. We still have. So Wataru Masayama will go against the winner of Ryan Turk and Mohan, and then 2 more battles after that, Essa and Sharifo, and Taylor Hull versus Rome Charpentier.
3 проезда у нас осталось, 3 заезда точнее.
Next up, we go back to Ryan Turk and Mohan. Was everything buttoned up properly? Like you said, Mario saying everybody take a breath, chill out. Mohan kind of got iced a little bit there as he was ready to run, but Ryan Turk with the oil. Here we go, Ryan Turk, Kyle Mohan. Ryan Turk in contention for the championship, got the win in Long Beach, just had an oil leak, they put in a new engine, ready to party. We will see TBD as he goes against KMR, Kyle Mohan Racing. Ryan Turk, that Rain-X Toyota GR Corolla, Nitto tires, Rockstar energy drink can in the hand, and Kyle Mohan with the lone rotary in Formula Drift competition, renewable lubricants, Mazda-Trix RX-8. Can Ryan Turk keep the momentum going as he, again, is going for that championship? He comes into this round of competition sitting 3rd in points just behind his other Toyota teammate, Frederick Osbo, and Matt Field leads the pack. So 38 points, and you got to think, 100 points at stake for the win, and if you get knocked out here in the 32, that has major implications. Here we go, Ryan Turk out front, Kyle Mohan in the chase position, Ryan Turk initiates the Toyota GR Corolla.
Вот и Вруя отпускает, и довольно-таки сильно отпускает. Райан Тёрк хорошо широко чекает первую аутсайд-зону. Вторая аутсайд-зона собрана. Третья так себе, но уже пройдена. Кайл Мон тем временем как будто бы вообще не стремится догонять лидера. И, собственно, так и заканчивается этот проезд. Как начался ничем, так и закончился. Как будто одиночный проезд Райана Тёрка. Кайл Мон.
All right, looking at the replay from the sky, we're going to get a great view of how these cars are moving around. You can see some wavering from Kyle Mohan early on there, and there's a pretty big gap between Ryan Turk in the lead and Mohan in the chase. Turk almost gets out to outside zone 2, does a good job on 3. Mohan misses 3. Again, not really in proximity, slightly gaining, but not really getting as close as we'd like to see there in the chase position. Turk put his car in most of the right spots there. You can see he wasn't quite as wide in outside zone 2 as we'd like, but great job on 1, 3, and 4. So Mohan, what does he have to do in the lead now? He needs to be high on 1, 2, 3, 4. He has to do as good as Ryan Turk did in his lead or better. So his one opportunity, would be outside zone 2, which is really the only spot that Turk missed on his lead run. And Turk in the chase now needs to be close, needs to be matching that angle and the line.
Fluidity, I think that's what's going to happen, what needs to happen for Kyle Mohan, just keeping it fluid, but you need to start strong. It's kind of like bookends, you got the bread, you kind of got the outside zone 1 where you start, and you got outside zone 4, right? In between, just make it good, make it meaty, but it really, you don't really have a sandwich if you don't
обратный проезд, стартуем. Кайл Мон теперь в роли лидера, и посмотрим, как он поедет. Райан Тёрк теперь очень сильно отваливается на разгоне. Зачем? Кайл Мон узковато едет в первую сайд-зону. Райан Тёрк чуть-чуть его догоняет. Ко второй Кайл Мон. 3 колеса как минимум за пределами трассы. без угла торможения в третьей аутсайд-зоне. И Луцка в четвертой аутсайд-зоне. Райан Тёрк тем временем только танк его догоняет. Толком.
Let's back to some craziness just happened there. I was like, look over, and Ryan's. I felt like he was at the start line when. Yeah. What do you think? What's your take?
Well, what I really loved was Turk, the way he dove in from zone 2 to 3 and got so close to Mohan there. Didn't make contact, I don't think, but stayed with him. It was incredible. Like you said, Turk in the beginning left a lot of space. He knew that he was faster than Mohan around outside zone 1. He gave him the space, but he reeled him in all the way. By the end of outside zone 1, he was in that proximity that we want him to be in. And there you see Mohan 3, I think for sure. So 3 for sure, potentially even 4. That 4th tire maybe on the line. But the way that Turk just adjusted in the chase position there was really, really strong. So unfortunately for Mohan, he'll get an incomplete on that outside zone 2 area for dropping 3 tires. Ryan Turk just put his car in all the right places, gained that proximity by the end of outside zone 1 and stuck it to him through the rest of the track.
And what I thought was a good approach was that it was a good defense. It was a good defensive strategy. So we're seeing again that angle. You definitely see 3, but that front right, regardless, 3 off. That's an incomplete, unchaseable lead run. That's what it really comes down to. So it's kind of a moot point because he did go 3 off, and that was absolutely for certain. So. And here we go, slide him left for Turk, right for Mohan. I think you know the outcome, unfortunately, for Mohan, but stoked for Ryan Turk getting the car back together. He did use his NGK competition timeout. Look at that, my man right there, he's ready. That Baywatch, he's ready. If somebody's drowning, needs mouth-to-mouth, my man right there's got you.
Where's the closest beach?
I don't know. There's the over there.
Over that way.
Yeah, well, he's a Baywatch. Where's the closest bay?
Yeah.
Or like Salt Bay, or like Bay. Are you my bay?
Move on, Jared.
Okay, here we go. Congratulations, Ryan Turk. He gets the win and moves on. He'll be going against Wataru Masayama in the top 16 as the Rockstar Energy Drink Top 32. Michael Essa
против
versus Federico Sharifo.
Не то чтобы мы ожидаем супер жирного проезда, но...
All right, so as
мы ожидаем интересного проезда.
We are seeing a lot of parties in the pits. Ken Gushi meet and greet at the Throttle booth at 4 p.m. Falcon Tire, they got a party going on during the halftime break. And Federico Sharifo, he'll be joining me over at the K&N halftime party as well. Here we go. Michael Essa, FCP Euro, Liquid Molly, Bill Stein, BMW, and the VFB.
Довольно большое расстояние корпуса 3 между машинами в первой аутсайд-зоне. Вторая аутсайд-зона хорошо собрана Майкл Эсса, запаздывает с перекладкой. Федерико Шерифо и почти догоняет Майкла Эсса в зоне торможения. Майкл Эсса уже в финишной аутсайд-зоне узковато на самом деле. Но Шерифо... Даже это все не способствует тому, чтобы он приблизился к своему лидеру.
Essa did a great job in the infield, putting that left rear tire right on the line and outside zone 2. Nice transition to 3. Really nicely done from Essa in the lead. And let's look at it from the sky here to get every little nuance that we can. Essa nice and wide on outside zone 1. You can see him high all the way to the wall. In the chase position there, Sharifo very consistent on proximity, not as close as we'd like to see, but very consistent. You can see Sharifo dives in there, misses outside zone 3, but takes that opportunity to build proximity. Unfortunately, he has to kind of reel it back because he gets a little too close too quick and loses proximity again through to the finish line.
And you could see just a kind of an exhale, right? You kind of feel it, you kind of hear it just coming from those gentlemen, just the exhale of relief that they made it into the top 16. So that's great for them.
Давайте поехали сразу обратный проезд. Федерико Шерифо в роли лидера. У нас теперь огромная Феррари, которая отрывается на разгоне тоже от Майкла Эссе. Что за дела? Майкл Эссе, Федерико Шерифо широко, первая аутсайд-зона была поначалу, но узковато в конце. Вторая аутсайд-зона собрана, Эсса, надо ближе, Эсса.
joins the party, gets that proximity now.
Третья аутсайд-зона пройдена. Внутренний клик собран. И четвертая аутсайд-зона. Эсса догоняет Шерифа за счет того, что Шериф очень сильно тормозился перед финальной аутсайд-зоной.
But coming into the deeper part of the infield there, had a hesitation going to outside zone 4, but Essa adapted really well to it. So let's look at it again from the sky. You can see Federico higher than he was in the chase here in the lead, getting nice and tight up on the wall there in the chase position. You can see Essa a little bit closer than Federico was on his chase. And right here you see Federico angle up really big there, kind of a bit of a decel, misses outside zone 3. But right here is where the major problem happened for me. You can see there's a hesitation from Federico. Maybe it's a desire to not go all the way to the wall there, but Essa adjusts really nicely in the chase position.
Так, Майкл Эсса и Майкл Эсса проходит в топ-16. Федерико Шерифа, спасибо за очередной перформанс. Что бы мы без них делали в каждом топ-32 Формулы.
I throw it down to my homegirl, Lorette Nickel. Lorette, what's up?
Jared, thank you. You know I had to get a word with Ryan Turk and a lot of adversity there. Turbo drain line came loose is what Sean told me. There was no damage.
No damage, no. Caught it in time, just it happened in a burnout box, so we had time to fix it. And I gotta say, hats off to my team. We only got one lap of practice, had to do an engine, and they got it done just in time for us to run out there and find out we still had an oil leak. So they got it fixed, and I'm just happy we're moving on and kind of got that out of the way.
Yeah, absolutely. And there was a lot of chaos, a lot of movement around your car, a lot of emotion. So in that moment, how do you just break it down and take a breath?
Yeah, it's definitely tough. Just just kind of sit in the car and blank everything out. Definitely take a few deep breaths and try to just focus on I had to go back to yesterday as far as my practice and qualifying to really try to get my feeling of driving behind the wheel again.
All right, well, congratulations on your win. We're going to see you in top 16. Guys, Ryan Turk.
Thank you so much, Lorette Nickel. As Ryan Turk, like I said, breathing that sigh of relief. There we go. Look at the smile says it all. Joining me up here in the booth, we have one more battle. We got Taylor Hall and Rome Sharpens here. But joining me up in the booth, 2011 Formula Drift champion Daijiro Yoshihara. Daioshihara, what's cracking, dude?
Good to see you guys.
Likewise. I saw some fans. They were stoked to see you here. You can hear them out there. And make some noise for Daioshihara. You hung up your helmet in the Formula Drift world, but you're still a busy man. You're doing demos with Pit Paddock, your BRZs here, your AE86 here. What else are you doing, man?
That's about it for today.
No, I mean, I know today, but you're a busy man.
Speaks, like time attacks, and still driving, and still try to see everybody here.
Yeah.
So today, we are here for the ride-along experience. Yep. I wanted to thank Formula Drift for giving us the time for that, and I think everybody really happy about it.
Absolutely,
and hopefully we can do this more often in other FD rounds.
I love it. Yeah, the Pit and Paddock BRZ, if you haven't seen it, it's over in the car show. The 86, what's under the hood of the 86? Because it is 86 day, by the way.
It's a FK8 Civic Type R engine.
Sick. I like it.
Please come out to check it out.
Yeah, high fives and handshakes from 2011 Formula Drift champion Daioshihara. Dai, stick around. You haven't been up here in the booth that much because you've had success.
Блин, вы серьезно? Мы сейчас будем слушать интервью Йошихары.
Are you trying to gun for my job, Dai?
No. Okay, I don't think I can do that.
Stay, well, I'm not gunning for yours, but all right, so kind of be a judge. You're not judging like officially, but I want you to scrutinize after this. Okay, here we go. Taylor Hall.
Поехали, пилоты тем временем. Тейлор Холл
останавливается.
Красные флаги или что?
He's like, what are we going to talk about? What are we going to do? I said, relax. Just relax. Just be Daioshihara.
All right.
So unfortunately, there was a strike there, and was a cone hit, or did he leave the line early? Get clarification over here. But our three judges, Ryan Latane, Brian Egger, and Chris Yule. What do you think of the Seattle track? Do you like this track?
Yes. This is one of my best. the favorite tracks.
Okay.
Yes.
Scoot closer so we can get your pretty face up there.
Seattle, and this is the fastest bank track that you guys have. And I think a lot of drivers likes this.
Yeah. Actually, I hate to bring it up. You had one of your worst crashes, one of the worst crashes ever at this track when you debuted that Lexus. You could see that opening when you go initiate actually at the one cone. Yeah, you rode off a car. That car is hanging a discount tire.
Немного поодаль встает на линии старта, чуть раньше начинает разгоняться, потому что преимущество по мощности есть у Тейлора Холла. Но очень опасный клип от Тейлора Холла. Рон Шарпентьер немного в замешательстве, но все-таки ставится и догоняет Тейлора Холла. Расстояние чуть больше корпуса между машинами. Вторая аутсайд-зона собрана. Третья аутсайд-зона Шарпентьер. Ну, покажи нам Шарпентьер. Тейлор Холл уже финишная аутсайд-зона. Шарпентьер в Т-стиле, без угла. Как-то очень уныло. Попреследовал.
That's a tough one.
Yeah,
but I think the Volvo guys have to deal with it anyways, right?
Yeah. We saw this earlier, so take a look at it again. You'll see Rome. He's pretty close, and he can't get in the way.
Но сейчас вот на постановке, конечно, тоже что-то исполнил странное. Вроде с такого лютого флипа никто здесь не ставился. И Шарпентьер просто-напросто испугался. Со второй аутсайд-зоны рано вышел, с третьей рано вышел. И четвертая хорошо.
You're not driving anymore.
I'm not driving.
I love that you said that, because I come in with the judges, Brian Eggert, Ryan Lontana, his lovely wife Brittany, and I said, there's some days where I come to an event and I just don't want to work. This is work. There's some days where I just want to be like, nah, I quit. Give me a beer. I just want to watch an event and hang out. This is one of those events, man. There's some events where the stars align, the weather, the people, the
Обратный
vibe,
заезд,
all that.
сразу же мы поехали. Рон Шарпентьер в роли лидера, теперь Тейлор Холл пытается его не отпускать. Расстояние тоже около полутора корпусов. Первый аутсайд в зоне, Шарпентьер kiss the wall, но почти без коррекции. Одно колесо за пределами трассы. Третья аутсайд зона собрана. Холл не теряется нигде. Четвертая аутсайд-зона узковато. Шарпентьер, Тейлор Холл также на расстоянии корпуса и заканчивает проезд, как и начал. Ну, вот это было эффектно. Это уже было похоже на то, что нам показывал Шарпентьер.
But I see the front wheel was into the right-hand side. Yeah. Which means understeer right there. Yeah. So.
Ну вот то, что он подвывалился одним колесиком, но это же не должно быть сильно критично, правильно? Блин, я был бы не против и one more time в этом заезде.
He didn't slow down, so Taylor didn't have any issue.
Yeah. And there it is. Proof positive.
Taylor Hall gets the victory again. He got some of Rome
Charpentier's BMW all up in his Wild Willie's beard. He's sponsored by Wild Willie's. Anything else you want to add, man? Follow you, smash that like button, swipe up.
That too, and also I'll be hanging out at the car show area. Pit and Paddock having
Хотя
a car show
странно,
right
почему
there.
Тейлора Холла, хотя, видимо, у них, наверное, это допустимо получается, такой вот лютый флип на постановке. И у нас получается, что мы объездили весь топ-32.
Predictions, who's going to win the event? Who do you think? Because guess what? You're not a judge. You're not driving. You're not competing. Make some claims, bro. Like you said, you've had a couple beers right now. What are you feeling?
Топ-16,
There's so many good drivers right now.
Come on.
Well, I was thinking like Taguchi will do well because he won. He got beat the qualifier, but he's not here anymore.
Because Taguchi out.
Unfortunately, so.
Think about our points lead. We got Matt Field. He goes against Pollock. You got Ryan Turk going against Masayama. Osbo versus Gucci. Forsberg versus Jones.
Oh my God.
Ever since you left, there's been more people showing up.
So competitive right now.
Anybody.
Seriously, anybody can get it. So, yeah, good luck, guys. I was just keep drinking beer and enjoy
не
your
спать до утра для того, чтобы
I love you, brother. Thank you so much.
самому с собой посмотреть трансляцию. Не очень
2011
охота, я
Formula
лучше
Drift
в
champion
записи
Daijiro
посмотрю завтра.
Yoshihara's in the building. Pit and paddock. Go join him. Turn 14
Сразу
distribution.
после того,
You'll
как
see Dai
завтра
over in the pits, high fives and handshakes, and maybe buy him a beer. We'll see.
Yeah,
This
please.
is round 6 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship. We'll be back local time at 5 o'clock. Guess what? That's only in 2 hours. So don't go anywhere. The hot action continues here. Top 16 in 2 hours. And remember, hashtag FDSEA. I'm Jared Deanna, Ryan Montagne, Chris Yule, Brian Egger, and Dai Yoshihara. The party continues here at Evergreen. We got contact there.
Биг Биг, слушай, ну, я на данный момент тоже, да, склоняюсь к тому, что в онлайне топ-16 как бы не факт, что мы будем стримить. А насчет короткой тоже под вопросом в данный момент, потому что производство короткой версии это довольно такое трудоемкое и, что самое проблематичное, времяемкое занятие. Очень много времени отнимает. И непонятно тоже, есть ли вообще какой-то смысл в том, чтобы делать эти короткие версии. Поэтому обещать ничего не буду. Может и будет, а может и нет. Тем временем кончился у нас топ-32, топ-16 в 3:30 у нас по московскому времени. Следите за телегой, следите за инфой в телеге 1000 клатчей. К сожалению, опять же, да, такая ситуация, что не всегда и зачастую, даже чаще всего, нет возможности заранее выкладывать какие-то посты, поэтому у нас вот, к сожалению, в группе все прям в последний момент происходит. Но в этом сезоне вот так вот, пацаны, первый у нас прикаточный сезон. Мы пока только разбираемся со всем, разбираемся с техникой, поэтому пока так. Короче, следите за постами в группе и всем дрифт, как говорится. Услышимся.